Speaking of it girls, I'm trying so hard to get this one on the show. So I need everyone to speak it into existence for me, but it's going to happen. I love supporting and having conversations with women who are doing really amazing things and building fantastic brands. And one of them is Kristen Cavallari, who is the founder of Uncommon James. Uncommon James is one of my go-to brands for all things lifestyle, home, beauty, and jewelry. I am especially obsessed with their jewelry pieces and have a few staple pieces that I wear on a daily basis from them. I love gold, dainty jewelry, and Uncommon James has the perfect selection. They are my go-to pieces, and the quality is unmatched. This is also the perfect place to shop for gifts. I know we have a few months until Christmas, but this is definitely where I'll be doing a majority of my shopping this year. And if you want to check it out, they actually gave me a code to share with the Martinis and Bikinis community. All you have to do is head to uncommonjames.com and use code Veronica for 20% off site-wide. All you have to do is enter in code Veronica, that's Veronica, at checkout for 20% off your purchase. Hello, and welcome back to Martinis and Bikinis. I am your hostess, Veronica Droulia, and today we are having a conversation with the It Girl of the It Girl series, Bailey Taylor. Bailey's known for her engaging street interviews with stylish, empowered women in Manhattan, and Bailey has made waves in the fashion and entertainment industries, from chatting with icons like Deanne, you'll see why I'm making that correction, Deanne von Furstenberg and Paris Hilton, to navigating the world of celebrity PR and brand partnerships. Bailey shares her inspiring journey and insights into female empowerment. Tune in as we explore the art of conversation, the power of storytelling, and what it truly means to be an it girl in today's world. Whether you're an inspiring influencer or simply curious about the industry, this episode is packed with inspiration and valuable lessons. So without further ado, my little teenies, please welcome Bailey Taylor to Martinis and Bikinis. Hello, and welcome to Martinis and Bikinis, the podcast for everything under the sun. I am your hostess, Veronica Droulia, and I am here to help you navigate your 20s through all things lifestyle, beauty, and fashion. So, if you're ready, let's dive into today's episode. Bailey, welcome to Martinis and Bikinis.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Cheers. We have a Diet Coke, a little DC action today. Yes. Gorgeous. So crisp.
Diet Coke, call us.
Yeah. We need a little partnership.
We love
with
a
Diet
DC.
Coke. I know. I honestly was never on the Diet Coke train. And recently I've just been trying not to drink as much. And what I'll do is I'll be by the pool. I'll have a little crisp, ice cold Diet Coke with some lemon. And it's life changing.
It's fabulous. Yeah. Honestly, what is life without it?
I know. It's so good.
Diet Coke?
Yeah, wink.
Wait, that's a great slogan. Diet Coke, what is life without it?
Oh.
We
just pitch that to them.
We just came up with something. We just struck gold.
I feel like that's going to happen a lot on this episode. So, because I feel like both of our creative energy is just always in flow. And now that we're in the same room, I feel like it's going to be really nice. But I like to start these off with the roots. So I want to learn more about you, maybe where you're from, what you do, more of your story, things that you're willing to share, maybe some things that people don't know about you. Feel free to get spicy. Feel free to get as vulnerable as you'd like. But yeah, nothing's off limits.
I am from Seattle.
Cool.
I was born in Florida, if we want to get technical. So I'm from both. But I was born in Florida, moved to Seattle when I was 5, maybe 4, and then grew up in Seattle. Went to University of Arizona. Then I moved to LA for 5 years. That was a treacherous experience. And 10 out of 10 do not recommend. And then I literally was I cannot be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. And 2 weeks later, I was in New York, sold everything, gave my sister a bunch of stuff, whatever I couldn't pack. I literally left out in front of the house and was free. Whatever I couldn't take, I was I don't care about this couch. I'm not going to let a couch stop me. So sold everything, moved. It immediately took what I could on the plane. If it didn't go, I didn't have movers. If it didn't go on the plane, it didn't come with me. So that was what I took, and I moved, and I love it here so much. And I did a little bit of styling and PR when I lived in LA. I knew I wanted to do something, I thought in fashion, which I guess I still kind of am, but I would more so consider myself in media, which I think is my real passion. And yeah, I did not like styling. I don't know. The fashion industry is very toxic. And so it was just a very toxic experience. And I was like, I don't want to quit. I don't necessarily want to give up, but I need to re-strategize here. What I'm doing isn't working.
Yeah.
And so I moved to New York, and I just think the people and everything about it vibes so much more with me. And it really does, like you were saying, spark that creative energy. It's so inspiring. Nothing about LA is inspiring. I think it is a case study in what not to do. So that's basically the story.
Yeah, I feel like it's cool that you pivoted like within the same field, but into something that's kind of completely different. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are very unhappy with their current situations, environments. And I think it's really cool that you found a way to still continue on the path of fashion, but in a very unique way that was tailored to you. So I'd love for you to explain to the audience what exactly you're doing here in New York, because I think it's super cool. And you are like doing all these incredible things. You're getting invited to all these amazing brand trips, events, and it's been so fun just like sitting here with you right before we started recording and just hearing about all the different things you have coming up. It's wild. I don't know how you do it all, but yeah, I'd love for you to explain a little bit more about that.
So I have a show, I always call it a show, but it's like street interviews. It's a show. We have a network, it's a show. So I have a show called It Girl. We do street interviews and a podcast also that films in LA. And it's a platform for women to kind of talk about fashion, talk about their street style, talk about women that inspire them. That's really the point of the It Girl question. We ask everybody, who's your ultimate It Girl? And a lot of times they're like, does that mean a celebrity? And I'm like, no, it doesn't necessarily. Some people say their mom. Some people say their grandmother. Some people say a fictional character that doesn't exist. It can be anybody that inspires you, that's a woman that kind of paved your path. My favorite people to get to ask are either celebrities or fashion designers, because it's so interesting to me to hear who inspired them and be like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I see that in your designs. I see that in your clothes. I see that she has an impact on you. And the fact that women actually do inspire each other and we aren't in competition with each other, we actually lead each other into bigger and better things, and we see each other for the like amazing, beautiful, interesting people. There has never been someone who goes, I don't have an It Girl. Never. Everyone has a girl or many girls, or it's the women in my life. It's my mom. It was the way she dressed. It was the way my mom worked really hard, that she instilled her work ethic, or my grandmother instilled her work ethic in me. She's my It Girl, because without her, I never would have had this job. So, or my old boss that came before me, she was so inspiring. So everyone has a woman or many that they look up to and inspired their journey. So I think it's just, for me, it's like, look, we don't hate each other. We're not in competition with each other. We're not vicious to each other. We actually inspire each other and recognize each other and value each other a lot. It's just we don't always take the opportunity to say it. So the most fun, incredible thing has been just getting to hear who inspires women that inspire me, and be like, I knew there was somebody that you looked up to, that when you were a little girl, you thought she was so beautiful and stunning and wanted to be on the path that she was on and so accomplished and everything. So that's been really exciting. And I think that's why people have resonated with it and brands have resonated with it. It really is meant to be a purely positive platform. And you don't have to talk about things you don't want to talk about. We don't do gossip. We don't do anything salacious. It's literally talk about yourself, talk about your story, talk about your outfit, talk about the women that inspire you. And it's just been a very positive way to build like a really amazing female community.
Yeah, I think it's really cool because I actually did an interview with you for Together.
Mm-hmm.
I just had on Jules and Pat, who are the founders, and we actually talked about this in the episode, but I was like, it was so refreshing meeting Bailey, because we were talking about It Girl and just all the people that she interviews, and she told me that It Girls are nice girls. And I thought that was so refreshing to hear, because I think, like you said, like the fashion industry, it can be really toxic. And sometimes there's a lot of people out there that like to pit women against each other. So creating this community of women that empower each other and are inspired by one another is so incredible. So you should be really proud of yourself. I feel like you kind of like transformed the whole like street interview.
Oh, love to hear
on social
that.
media too. I feel like it like obviously has been around for a bit, but I feel like I really started to see the effects of it once you started doing it. And
I've been copied a couple times.
Yeah, you're like a trailblazer.
It's very messed up. I have been copied a couple times. There are certain publications that ask who's the ultimate it girl for their videos. And I'm like, okay, that's just a direct, you got to get more creative than that. Like if you're going to rip it off, do more. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. It's fine. But that's so nice to hear. I definitely did not come up with it. I definitely did not create it. Street interviews had long been around. And one of the things that pushed me is I was like, if I keep waiting and sitting on this idea of like, it's going to be so oversaturated. And I did wait at least a year longer than I wanted to or should have. I just was like afraid to start. I don't even know what I was limiting me, but I definitely don't think I in any way invented it. I don't think anybody would ever say that, but I think there are brands that I've worked with who are like, we've never done anything like this. We've never done anything like this. And it's very interesting to me. I think because it's not like that run up on the street thing.
Right.
It's not, people want to do it. They opt in. It's fun. You get called a cute, like you get called an it girl. Like it's positive. Like we're putting like a positive label on you. It's not like, I think in the past with certain things, it had been very like scared. Like they run up to you and they like play a prank on you or they mess with you. When I first started, people were so scared when I would come up to them. We started with random people on the street and they would and go the other way. They'd see me with a microphone. They would cross the street. They were so afraid. And I'm like, I'm not going to mess with you. I'm not going to ask you like ridiculous questions. I'm not going to quiz you. I'm not going to like a lot of times they make people look really stupid and that's kind of the point of them. And I was like, if you say something stupid, I'll cut it out. If you say something stupid that you don't like, we'll take it again. I give people as many takes as they want. It's not one long take. It's multiple takes. So it's like, I just think that it can be positive and it was kind of like in a lot of ways, not all of them. There's like, I've done Street Hearts. That was so fun. That's a very positive thing. I know there's like What's Poppin'. That's very positive. He doesn't mess with people. But there were a lot of them where they like really made you look stupid and people were afraid. So it's like, it's fun. It's positive. It's like a cute little, you don't get featured in publications randomly walking down the streets. Like it's cute to get a little press, little moment, a little like your time to shine. It's cute. It's
a little
fun.
main character moment.
Yeah, main character moment.
But it's so funny that you mentioned that there are people that will just like run up to people on the street and just catch them off guard. And I think there's people out there that don't realize that like a lot of these street interviews are kind of planned in advance.
Yeah.
And
I even did one and people didn't realize that it wasn't real. I was like, okay.
I guess that's the element of like being in that environment on the street. It's like, it comes off like really relatable and great. And I think that's what's awesome about it. There's this one guy, I've been seeing his videos and I think it's like titled Hot or Dumb or something.
I hate that.
And it's actually like kind of funny. I have been watching them, but he basically picks these people off the street and asks them like trivia questions. And then
what's his name?
I think it's like Nigel or something.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's hilarious. I'm like, I would be so terrified to answer any of those questions. Because
and for the record, most of the time they're fake. Like they tell you what to say ahead of time.
Oh,
they
really?
totally tell you. He might not. I've never done his. But a lot of times they tell you what to say. They're like, I'm going to ask you this, say this. It'll get more views or it'll get more clicks. Like this will be good for comments. Like they tell you to say something dumb.
Yeah.
But
I'd be terrified to like answer incorrectly and then be like marked as dumb for the rest of my life.
It's like a random person coming up and asking you a question. You're like, what? I tell people that all the time. I go, I'm not going to ask you a calculus question. I'm going to ask you a trend question. And if you feel like what you said was dumb, you have a camera in your face and and you're like, and someone's asking you something that you know thousands, if not millions of people are going to see. And like even somebody will have a viral video and I'm like, we did that in like 4 takes, but people, I don't know. People need to realize that the internet's not real.
Oh yeah, it's a highlight reel and there's a lot of editing involved and you want it to perform well. So if somebody says
something, they will encourage you to say something dumb. They will tell you to say, they will literally go, no, say this, it'll get better comments or like it'll get better views. They encourage you to say dumb stuff a lot of the time. I don't know about this show in particular, but
there's a ton out there. Like the
whole
rent
point
guy,
is to go viral.
There's like the guy that's like, what are you paying rent? Yeah, there's so many little different things out there.
And it's a lie. They lie about their rent. They lie about how much money. I'm sorry to burst people's bubble, but it really is a lie. I've been behind the scenes. I've done them myself. They're not real.
Yeah.
They literally tell you, say 13 grand, say this. They literally tell you what to say.
That's wild.
I mean,
it's setting like unrealistic expectations for people.
Yeah, it's everything is to go viral. Like that's literally the point.
Right.
And so even the people that are in it want to go viral. Like everyone wants to be the next like viral video. So they purposely say stupid stuff or they purposely say something inappropriate or what. Like it's not real.
No.
Our show is very much not like that though.
Yeah.
There's no, I take it very seriously. Like we take ourselves seriously. I want very serious guests. Like it's supposed to be fun, of course, but like fun in like wear a really cute outfit, like wear something you love that you get to talk about, wear something that you feel really confident in. I always say like, they're like, do I need to wear anything? I'm like, wear what represents your personal style, but everyone's going to see it. So like, this is your little moment. You can dress however you want. It can be crazy. It can be calm. It can be classic, whatever. So it's fun in that way. I really am not I don't know. I just think it's a little childish. Some of the other.
I always find that I always learn something from your interviews.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So I think just if your content is inspiring and motivating, I think that goes a long way as opposed to like just clickbaity like type videos.
I love street style like so much, especially in New York. I think it's incredible, men and women. I think it's so fascinating to see the way that they dress and the way they carry themselves, that for me, like every time they come around the corner, I'm like, I love oh my God, this outfit. Like I just love to see what they're gonna wear. And it's just fun. I don't know. It's like the same thing with like watching New York. Like the reason his page is so amazing is because you're getting to see a little inside look of what it would be like if you were walking down the street, people watching every single day. So it's supposed to be like if you were to run into every it girl in New York City, what would they be wearing? It's fun. It's just fun. It's just fashion. It's just fun.
It's so fun. I love it. Do you prefer doing more of like the street style interviews or podcasting? Because I know you've done both.
Podcasting is fun because I really get to talk to them and hang out with them. And I feel like it's funny because the people I've done, anyone that's done my podcast, I feel like I'm very close with because we really connected and talked. And like I had Dana Patterson, love her, my queen. And we literally went over by like 2 hours. They were like, we have a 3-hour podcast to edit because you guys kept going. Like she was just so amazing. And we just clicked and just like, it's sometimes with the street, I end up standing on the street with them for 45 minutes talking because I'm like, I don't want to let you go. You're so interesting. You're so funny. You're so smart. I want to get to know you. So it sucks because I only really get to show them for a minute because people on TikTok have a short attention span. So it's like I can't give them an hour of us standing on the street. And so it's supposed to be very fast and just straight to the point. So I like it because I get to know them and really talk to them and really hear their story and have fun and laugh and talk. And it's deep. But the street is fun because it's like, it's just cute and fun and they're just cute. Like who doesn't love a cute little Manhattan outfit? It's so fun. It's so fun vibes that it's like I'll do 6 girls or 10 girls in a day and I get to meet all these different people, quick 30 minutes with them, learn about their outfits, learn about their interests, hear fun trends, hear good trend predictions. Kind of, I think the It Girl question really like is fun for people. I think they get like a glow when they get to talk about the people that inspire them and they think it's fun. And every time I stop recording, they're like, here's why I love Hailey Bieber. Or here's why this girl's my girl. Here's why. And they like feel the need to like justify it to me and they give me like a deeper backstory. And I'm like, anybody can be your girl. I'm not judging you at all. I don't care if they'll give us flack because it's Hailey Bieber. And I'm like, whatever. If that's who you love, that's who you love.
Absolutely. Who has surprised you the most that you've interviewed? Because I feel like you've interviewed so many people and like so many successful women too.
I mean, DVF meant so much to me.
That was so cool.
That meant so much to me.
I also had no idea that she pronounced it Deanne.
I know.
And whenever she said Deanne,
I was
Deanne. Like, you're so cool.
That was just cool because what an icon.
An icon.
Stacey Bendette is such a sweet, bubbly, funny person. And I didn't think she was like a goofball.
Her little purse charms?
Yes, she's just like a goofball. And I was like, oh my God, you're so like bubbly and fun and cute. And like she does have a very whimsical brand, but it was cool that she was like so down for it, so got the like TikTok thing. I'm like, it's gonna be really quick. Like, I'm sorry you came all the way down here. I'm gonna have you for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna take a bunch of time. We're gonna be quick. We're gonna be to the point. And she was like, whatever, I'm down. Just like came down looking fabulous. I thought that was amazing. Just like the fact that Paris Hilton was so down to do it and so sweet and so like her. Cute, fun. Okay. Just happy and like glad to do it. I just think the iconic people that I think, oh my God, this person's gonna go and walk away. And they don't. And they like are down. The fact that DVF was like, okay, sure. Like she just was like, they're like, we're gonna do a quick little interview. And she was like, okay.
Oh my gosh. So Paris Hilton follows me on TikTok.
Love.
And it was only because
She's the dream of my life.
I am like a massive fangirl. I talk about this all the time on the podcast. I actually had an episode about her following me on TikTok and just talked about her
Really?
for like literally an hour.
She's a dream.
And yeah, no, I'm obsessed with her. I think she's just like she seems very down to earth and like very in touch
sweet.
with her audience and followers and fans. And yeah, I like commented on a million of her TikToks and then she finally decided to follow me.
At that event, her husband was like grabbing people that were wearing like things dedicated, like a shirt with her face on it, or like they made a shirt or a jacket that said Paris. Like the people that came like super fangirled out or fanboyed out, he would go up and be like, you get to meet Paris. Like, this is amazing. My wife's gonna love this. Can I take a picture of you? Like, he was her champion and she prioritizes her fans. Like, she wanted anyone that was coming up from like a publication that wanted stuff, that was not her priority.
No.
She was like, I'm going to talk to my fans. I'm going to meet my fans. I'm going to wait for my fans. I'm going to take pictures with my fans. I'm going to greet people. Like, she is so grateful and appreciative. And he was doing that. There was no one taking pictures. There was no one looking. He was completely off on his own. Like, can I take a picture? I need to show Paris this. Paris would love this. Paris would love this. Like, he was out there letting her fans know she loves you. She appreciates you. You look great. Thank you for showing up tonight. Like, I was like, what a fabulous husband. What a fabulous legacy to leave behind that you are. He's running around telling everybody like, hey, check, you wore a Paris t-shirt, you're a real fan, you go, let's get you something, let's get you a picture with her, let's make sure she sees this. Somebody was wearing like a shirt that was like a mesh of all these different looks of hers, like pictures collaged on their shirt, and he was like, Paris absolutely must see this, I need to take you to her. And I was like, what an amazing husband, what an amazing woman that like you have him out there on the ground for you, making sure everyone knows that they're loved and appreciated. She doesn't have to do that.
No.
She does not have to do that.
She has like group texts with her fans.
She's like, it's real. Like her dedication and her like, get out of my face with that camera. I need to go say hi to my fan that came out here. I was like, queen.
Yeah, she just radiates positive energy.
Icon. Her the shirts that she has, they say, I think her brand's called Infinite Icon. And I was like, you're an infinite icon.
I know. I was cracking up at your interview with her because you were like, who's your it girl? And she was like, me.
I really thought she was going to say her mom. I was super prepared. I was like, oh, I bet. Because everyone was like, who do you think she's going to say? And I was like, if I had to guess, I would think she would say like her mom probably. And then she said me. And I was like, that is so the right answer.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought you would have said in the back of my mind.
Queen. I was like, yeah, you really are the freaking it girl. She is. She's the modern day it girl. She really like, without her, I honestly think that entire expression would have died out. She really brought that back of like just being being hot and cool and interesting and everybody's taking your picture. That was her.
Exactly. And she actually claims that she's like the first influencer. And
I believe that.
I believe it too.
I support that wholeheartedly. She was out there with her freaking Motorola,
Pink Bentley.
her sidekick. Yeah, like she was out there just taking pictures with stuff, doing a brand deal, walking down the side of the road, just being like, oh, casual, this is my phone. And then they're paying her millions of dollars. That was her.
That's what's so interesting to me. I recently met with a PR firm and I had no clue how PR actually worked. And
it's really actually very, very interesting.
It's crazy how for celebrity PR, basically they'll send them product and then paparazzi will be hired and they will take photos of them. And then a celebrity is caught in your items or your product. And I'm like, that's how that works.
Frank Sinatra used to carry, I don't remember what alcohol. I don't want to say it because then everyone's going to be like, oh my God, that's so not it. What was it? I want to say it was whiskey. There was I think it's whiskey that Frank Sinatra used to carry all the time and he was always drinking it. And it was the alcohol brand that he would always carry, was like the first one to come up with the idea of, why don't we just start sending it to him? He's selling this out for us. Like, why don't we just give it to him for free, unlimited? Like, why are we not making sure he has this in his hand? He was always walking around with a bottle. And they were like, start sending it to him. And this was way back in the day. And that was how that whole thing came about, was they were like, Frank Sinatra is drinking our alcohol. Let's start sending it to him. And then now it's like that's how... Who was it that they were saying? There was a song where I think it was Jay-Z said something and they were like, we could start sending it to him. And that like alcohol brands was really where that started. It was men carrying around bottles or shouting out bottles in songs, whatever. And it pushed ahead that whole celebrity PR concept of like, just send it to them, just give it to them, then they'll walk around with it.
Yeah, it's like that product placement.
Literally, it was Frank Sinatra basically invented product placement.
You see it so much in movies and TV series now. And it's funny because I think when you have a marketing background, you start to pick up on it way more than the average person. So anytime I'm watching a movie now, I feel like I'm just watching like a ton of ads.
I literally am like, brand deal. I'm like, idea. I literally see it as a brand deal. I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm like, okay, they have a good budget.
Yeah. So what are your favorite brands? I feel like you are like so in with so many different
Fashion brands or like ones to work with?
I think both. Let's start with fashion.
That's a fabulous question. Oh my gosh, what is my favorite fashion brand? Wow, that's such a deep question. Well, I did just have Ronnie Kobo on, and I think she is one of the most beautiful designers. Her clothes are absolutely impeccably made. I would say my absolute, no question, favorite dress in my closet is a dress of hers. And I think she just so beautiful, so classic. I'm very inspired by like 50s, 60s. That's really my energy. I like vintage vibes. 90s.
I find that a lot of designers copy Ronnie Kobo.
She is the it girl designer.
Yeah.
Like, she's incredible. She is my favorite designer without a doubt. Like, even just getting to be in her office, I was like, you have no idea how much your designs. I think they are so beautiful, so just encapsulate the modern woman and shape and classy but sexy. I think she's an absolutely phenomenal designer and a phenomenal human being. So she would be my favorite. If I had unlimited money and could wear a designer all the time, it would be hers. She's incredible. I mean, I go like there's like Aritzia, good classic. I don't know. I shop everywhere. If Manolos are my favorite shoes, Carrie Bradshaw. They're comfortable. Yeah. You can walk in them.
Right.
Female designers, obviously. I like to support women. And to work with, I think there's companies that definitely are a little overdoing it in the influencer space. That it's a little obvious. Like, I think there's people that leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But I don't work with anybody like that, honestly. I think being able to work with luxury brands is an incredible opportunity that I'm so grateful for. And I have fabulous relationships with them because they're really good, nice people that work there. So honestly, anywhere that has a really sweet, lovely PR girl that's just a genuinely nice person, they can get it on me in a heartbeat. It's like easy. So I don't know. There's no one that I think is bad. I think obviously, like, I try not to work with fast fashion brands. Right. I try not to work with, places that are unethical.
Right.
But I feel like it's a double-edged sword because it's like, okay, yes, it's fast fashion, bad for the environment. There's a lot of layers to it, but then at the same time, it's like, well, what's the message? That people who don't have a lot of money shouldn't be able to dress cute?
Right.
And that people should have thousands of dollars? I don't think that's realistic or fair. So I try to keep it somewhere in the middle. But like I was saying, the people that I've interviewed that I think are incredible and I will always support their business are the DVFs, the Allison Olivias, the Ronnie Kobos. They're incredible women.
Absolutely.
Rebecca from Love Shack Fancy, so sweet, did it, girl, fabulous.
Love Shack Fancy
Stanley.
Yes,
it's
pick
so
it up.
beautiful.
Show us. It's beautiful.
I'm sorry, but this Stanley is so special.
It's so special. The little bow. I did not notice that.
I know it's kind of
Oh my gosh!
On it,
I have to get my hands on one. It's
the bow, and because I took the subway here today, as New York girls do. I don't want this exposed to the elements of the subway. I literally took a sip out of it and then I was like, ew, I'm on the subway. I need to close this. And I was like, this girl thinks of everything. It's got a straw cap. So you can protect it from the Manhattan. No, I love it so much.
Just grimy mess.
I think it's so beautiful and special. I had never had a Stanley before. It's because I was like not going to fight with somebody to get a
really
cup.
Nice.
But my girl delivered.
So well insulated, and that design is so cute. It's perfect for Love Shack Fancy.
I just love that like the girls are girling and the girls are killing it, and the girls
are girling. The girls are Love Shack Fancy.
Girling.
Yeah,
she's got that. She's got a line at I think Pottery Barn line, home line.
Oh my gosh,
it's really beautiful.
That's incredible.
I like seeing the girls thrive.
Yeah,
I really do. Too many men are in fashion that people don't even realize that at the end of the day, that's who's actually behind these brands or who own the brand or.
It's actually really
pay
funny.
For everything, and I think it's messed up.
It's funny because I got involved in the fashion industry because I was working behind the scenes at New York Fashion Week in 2019. I was helping the startup brand launch at New York Fashion Week, and it was 3 men that have never worked in the fashion industry. So they had absolutely no idea what they were doing. I had never really done this before. I was doing their influencer management. I was also like putting together the runway, dressing the models because they like felt awkward
still
doing
around?
that. No. And
That's
it
what I had a
was
feeling.
hysterical because the whole time I was doing it, I was like, I could literally be doing this for myself. And now I am, but it's crazy to think of like how many brands are backed by men, and it's some really do know what they're doing. I remember I went to a Michael Costello runway show one time, and I was like, it was so beautiful because I did not realize his story. He was a gypsy, and he basically had to abandon his daughter because in the gypsy community.
Wait, I did not know this.
No, it's crazy. This was like the wildest experience of my life. It was the coolest runway I've ever seen. It was in LA, and basically in the gypsy community, whenever you separate, one person takes a child and the other takes the other. Like if there's two kids,
Parent Trap
you basically
vibes?
so you basically like split the family in half. And he took his son and his wife took the daughter, and he hadn't seen his daughter since she was like 5 years old. And he basically did a whole collection inspired by what he thinks that she would like. And it was like this really beautiful, whimsical,
my heart
like
just broke.
Cages on the models' heads with birds flying out, and like,
Has he seen his daughter?
no. I
We
think
need to
whenever she
solve
becomes
this.
an adult, she can like
Make her
the
choice.
decision if she wants to reach out to him. But
The entire
until
time
then,
she's
she
under
can't.
18, they're not allowed?
Yeah, I think that's how it works.
What in the Parent Trap?
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Oh my God.
I know. But it
That's
was really
devastating.
beautiful. And I was just like, this is so interesting. I've never seen anything
Did he
like
come
this.
out and tell the story?
Yeah, which also never happened.
Yeah.
It was right before the show. He came out and told us.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, I've never seen this happen before.
How many people were there? Was it like a huge show or like intimate vibes?
It was like medium sized. Like there was
Wow.
some standing
And it was at
room.
New York Fashion Week?
It was at LA Fashion
LA
Week.
Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm happy he's so successful.
Yeah. But I feel like there's so many cool backstories with designers. So getting just like a
Designers
front row
are
seat to
very
that.
interesting people.
Yeah.
They're a little whack. They can be a little crazy and eccentric and over the top. Like they're pretty intense, but they're artists at the end of the day. So I think
Right.
that goes hand in hand. But designers are interesting. Every time I'm around a fashion designer, I'm like, I've learned so much about human nature in the 20 minutes I've met you. Like they're just really interesting, interesting characters.
There's like
they're not
such
simple
deep-rooted
people. Yeah.
meanings to things. And
Like Alexander McQueen, that's a favorite. Like I think he was such an interesting artist that just, love Alexander McQueen. They're very interesting people. That has been an honor of mine, is getting to meet them and talk to them and just even spend a few minutes with them where I'm just like, God, you have done so, like DVF, I'm like, you were at Studio 54. Like you are a fascinating woman. I'm like, I have read your book. You are a fascinating woman who's lived many lives.
would young Bailey believe what is happening right now?
No. Well, maybe she'd be like, you weren't going to give anybody a choice. Like you were going to do it, whether people were into it or not. Like you were going in that room. But no, no. Even walking into DVF's store for the first time, I just was like, I watched this on TV. I read her book. Like, this is so crazy. Like, no. Definitely not having sit down conversations with these people, or being invited to their houses, or being invited to their dinners and getting to really pick their brains and talk to them like person to person. Never would I have imagined.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a bunch of pinch me moments just over and over again.
Over and over and over and over and over.
Do you feel like you're just like living your absolute dream life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly.
How do you think you got there? Because I think there's a lot of people that have these limiting beliefs that like don't feel like they are just deserving of like the life that they want to live, their dreams, their goals, their aspirations. How do you feel like you got there? And do you feel like it takes a certain type of person, or?
I don't think it takes a certain type
Yeah.
of person. I think it takes a certain mindset. I don't
For
think it takes a
sure.
certain type of person. I have seen people that I've had 5 conversations with where I'm like, just do it, just do it, just do it, just do it. And eventually they do it and they're like, oh my God, it worked. And I'm like, it wasn't, it's your head. The
Right.
only thing stopping you is your own head. Don't take no for an answer. Like just literally do it. I had this conversation with someone this morning. I literally said, just do it.
Yeah.
Do it. People ask me all the time, how'd you start it? I just did it. I went out with a phone and I did it. I started filming people. I got a microphone, walked up to people, started doing it, pitched it to a network, had a fabulous meeting. Love my boss. He's an absolute dream, really smart, knew what he needed, knew where he was beneficial, knew where he wasn't. Like, I'm not a younger girl. This is not my audience, but I think we should speak to this audience. I think you could speak to them. Great. Like, just whatever it is, literally just do it. People will ask me advice. Oh, how do I get started as an influencer? I'm like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you making videos? Are you taking pictures? Not really, every once in a while. Problem number 1. I want to start my own business. What are you doing to start your business? I don't know. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just do it.
I feel
Find
like
step
just
1.
taking steps every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Do something for your business every day. That is like my favorite piece of advice I've ever heard was do something every day. What did you do today? And whenever people ask me, even if it's like a friend who's like, I really want to start this side project. Just give me some support. And I'm like, I got you. I can hype man you. I can
Absolutely
ignite your fire. Like, let's go. I text them. What did you do today? 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 The answer can never be nothing. I reached out to one person. I looked up manufacturers. I called a manufacturer. I found a buyer at this store and I sent them an email. Doesn't matter if they say no. If you do something every day, if it's 365 things, one of those things in a year will take off in some way. You will be one step closer. It is impossible that you will not be one step closer if you do one thing every day for 1 year towards what you want to do. You want a fashion line. Okay, one thing every day. Design for a week. Look at fabrics. Go to a manufacturer, talk to them about, hey, does this fabric work? What do you think about this? How much would it cost if I wanted to do this? Okay, come up with a brand name, come up with a brand design. Start with the fun stuff, get into the nitty-gritty, but do something every day. The small things, interviewing the right people at the right time, getting the right interviews, those were small things. I started going up to random people on the street. They would say no. I would be out there for 3 hours in the blazing heat in August trying to talk to people. It would take 20 people before 3 said yes.
Yeah.
And it would be like, they would give me nothing and just
you
be like,
can't be afraid to ask. And I
do
think
it.
that's a part of people's limiting beliefs is they're scared of rejection. And I think whenever you put yourself out there and ask, you'll be surprised by how many people say yes. But, you learn to cope with the no's because
Totally.
it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah.
And I also think you're just an incredible connector. I think it was like the first 30 seconds we met, I told you something that I did and you were like, oh my God, I can't wait to connect you with like blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I love this. I love this girl.
I feel like when men go in rooms together, they start major conglomerates. They start wars. They start like men get together and it's like, I'm sorry, what did you guys just do? Like what? They just like, they don't ever stop themselves. They don't ever, it's like they just do whatever they want, whenever they want. No regard, just do stuff. They just do it. I'm like, if we all just sat down and just did stuff, if you helped me over here and I helped you over there,
Right.
and she helped her over there, we would be unstoppable.
Oh, for sure. And I think it has to do with just our brains as females because men are so much more streamlined. And there's like studies on this about their brain activity, how it's just like a streamlined situation. For us, it's like this entire roadmap of one thought because we just overthink everything.
So much overthinking.
Yeah.
So much overthinking. I'm like, just help her.
Yeah. But we're just natural
connect.
multitaskers.
Yeah.
So that's how our brain works. And yeah, you just kind of have to disconnect from that a little bit and be like, okay, I'm a doer. I'm going to do this. But I love how you're a connector because I think that's how really amazing things blossom.
Totally.
Because if you're able to connect somebody with something or someone, they're going to be able to pat your back later on. And it's just going to create this like...
Either A, it's going to come back to you.
Right.
It will come back to you. Might be a year from now, but it will come back. Or B, okay, you did something nice for someone and something cool came out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that big of a deal. Okay,
Right.
so you did them a favor and they didn't do you a favor back. Whatever. You'll survive. Like, don't chase everything. Oh my God, I gave her this contact and she never gave me this contact.
No.
Just relax about
Just
it.
karma. Like putting good karma out there.
It'll come back. Don't stress about it. People will remember when you're nice to them. It's not that big of a deal. Keep on your path. Keep doing your one thing every day. So what? Just kind of, it's not that hard. Everybody knows somebody. Everybody can help somebody in some way. I always ask, I'm like, okay, so what's your goal? Like, what do you need? What do you want? What are you trying to do? Had a meeting this morning. I said, what are your dream brands you want to work with? I was like, oh, I have 3 of those contacts on my phone right now. Done. Go fly. See what you can do. Make it happen. It's no sweat off my back.
Right.
Took me 10 seconds to send her these emails. I hope she changes the world. Amazing. Go. Like, whatever. It's not that deep. Help people. Just do it. Just watch other people shine and you'll shine too. And if you put that positive energy out of like, you want to see other people succeed without a selfish intention behind it, oh my gosh, somebody will remember that and come back to you and call you and be like, hey, that was really
sure.
cool. I got something that I think you'd be interested in. It's not, and it does. And my amazing friends always get me back. Always. Like, they have helped me in so many ways. I would not be where I am if people had not helped me. My friend is the reason I got to do DVF. My friend is the reason I got to do all of these amazing people, is friends that were like, hey, I work with her, or I work with her, but she could help you out. Or, oh, you know what? I childhood best friends with her publicist. Let's text her and see if she'd want to do this interview. Or, hey, I'm working the door at this event. I think there could be some good interviews. If you come by, I'll let you in. Just like be a nice person. And
Absolutely.
just help people, and people will help you. And at the very least, you made a friend.
Exactly.
That's pretty special.
It's so special. And I think we could all use more connection and community. And I think as humans, we all have some level of insecurity, but I always find that the people that are not willing to help others are really struggling. And I think it's really cool to boost each other up and to help one another. And I think it's really just amazing whenever you can help somebody that's been in your position before.
Totally. And that was, my dad has always instilled that in me. He's been like, they were where you were before.
Yeah.
Go talk to them. Like, they were once a young girl out of college that needed a job. Just remember that when you go in and talk to them or whatever.
Yeah.
And so when somebody messages me and is like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. Can you help me with this? I'm like, I remember when I was there.
Right.
And if I can help all my friends skip the 8 months of struggle that I went through, trying to make something happen that was nothing, oh my gosh, of course I'm going to. Why not? And we'll all get 20,000 more steps ahead if instead of me being like, nope, you got to start at the bottom. Okay, if I help her get to the top and she goes past me, she can help me get up there when I need to get up there.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer for me.
I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I find this a lot in random group texts that I've been in for like years. And it's obviously just like that group mentality, but somebody will like send a picture of somebody, some woman, and they're like bashing her. And I obviously
Oh my God, no one put me in a group chat like that.
No. I like literally remove myself. I like remove myself when that happens because I'm like, this is not the energy that I want. But there's like, unfortunately, females out there that like really like to bash on other women.
Ew.
And they'll like tear them apart. And I'm like, okay, number one,
I don't want my picture sent in this group chat.
Oh. And it like, I get so scared because I know this probably isn't what it always is, but like even on my Instagram insights, I can like see how many people are sharing my posts.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's talking about me in there? But it's fine. Talk about me all you want. Keep the engagement going. But anyway, yeah, like I've been in group texts like that before where that's happened. I've obviously removed myself, but
I've never been in that position.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's terrible. It's like negative energy that you don't want to be around.
We send group chats like, doesn't she look so stunning? I need this
That's
coat.
the group text that I'm in now. But like that's how I have like really formulated the people that I want in my life is if I find them like constantly bashing on other people, like I don't want that energy exchange. Like I don't want to be around that.
No, I don't think anyone would dare send a group chat with me or any of my friends, honestly, with someone bashing them or like making fun of them. I don't think anybody would ever. They'd be like, that's not for her. She's going to pop off.
No, exactly. I think like no matter what people are doing, even if it's like something completely different from what you're doing, like you need to be able to support them and cheer them on.
Who's doing that? I need
There's
to know
people
more about
doing
this.
it out
Ew.
there. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Ew, that's going to come back to them.
For sure.
That is going to come back to
them. And I don't think that it's making them like happier people at the end of the day. So it's like, you really just have to like do what's like
that
more
shit doesn't
empowering.
even cross my mind. Like I don't look at a picture of another person and even think like, ew,
well, because you're a
this.
confident person, like you were sure of yourself. And I think that there's like a lot of women out there that unfortunately aren't. And I think it's great
That's embarrassing. We need to help them.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. They need to go to therapy.
Therapy immediately. What are they so, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely insecurities. And it makes me so happy to see people doing what you're doing and creating a community around women that are strong and independent and working really hard and just doing really cool things and being able to support that and not tear other women down. And
we need to beat these girls up.
Yeah, we need to like find them.
We need to find them. I am not, that's disturbing.
Isn't that
Put
disturbing?
me in that group chat.
Yeah, if I'm ever added to one again.
I got some words
I'll
for
put
these
you in
girls.
there.
I need to talk to them. I hope whoever they were sending pictures of is thriving and successful.
And they are.
Good.
They are. And that's probably where the insecurity comes from. But I think that's what's unfortunate about certain people in this life. And yeah, I think it's all about finding the people that you connect with on like a
I think
deeper
that
level.
kind of woman is going away though.
I
Like, I
agree.
don't think that's the standard anymore. I think it used to be like that. I think high school was like that. I don't think that kind of woman is thriving in this world anymore. I don't think they thrive on social media. Like, I don't think bullying in general is tolerated the way it used to be. I think those people are, there's enough, what is it? BetterHelp? Go on BetterHelp.
Yeah, go on BetterHelp.
Another plug. Diet Coke, BetterHelp. Call us.
Absolutely.
Go on BetterHelp. If you find yourself in a group chat talking poorly about the looks of another woman, go on BetterHelp.com.
Exactly.
You need a little bit of therapy. Why are they so?
It doesn't make you feel better about yourself, I'm sure.
It can't. And I feel like that kind of like evil negative energy. Like I get, yeah, everyone's going to say something mean if you get in a fight with somebody or whatever, but just uncalled for, unmitigated bashing could never be me.
No, never be me either. And I think, one, I'm sure it does not make you feel any better. And two, like, you're not impressing anyone. And three, like, it's if you were bashing on somebody's looks or their success or the things that they're saying, that's not going to make you any prettier, any richer. Like, it's not. So I think people just like really need to just focus on themselves.
Focus on yourself. That's the best thing I think people can do, especially if they have a goal or anything that they want to achieve. The best thing you can do is just like, in here is, there's nothing external that's going to help you. There's nothing external that's going to like make it happen. It's all about healthy habits, healthy choices, like consistency. I think people are afraid of consistency and afraid to be consistent. Like, you see a lot of people start something and stop it, start something and stop it. And I think that's a big key to success is consistency.
For sure. I agree. And I think if there's any women listening, I hope there's no listeners that have ever done this, because I feel like we are a very positive community here. But like, if you ever find yourself in that situation, like, make sure to disassociate, because like there is no reason to like
you don't have to have friends that are mean to you either. I feel like I know a lot of girls who have friends that are like, oh, she said this, she did this, she's doing this, she was talking, and I'm like, why do you have friends like that? That's not your friend, that's your enemy.
And if they're able to talk about a stranger like that, like imagine what they're saying about you behind your back. So
one of my friends in LA said if someone's always talking about somebody else, that means they're talking about you when they're not around. And I was like, ooh, that's good. I gotta remember that. And it's true.
It is.
If you have a friend that's like just always talking shit about everybody, the second you're not in the room, you're the next target.
Oh, definitely. The minute you leave the room.
And I feel like too, if you talk about people positively, it just creates like a nice little positivity bubble where people carry that and they think, oh, she was so positive. And then they go say something nice about you because they left feeling a little bit lighter and better. So just like everyone needs to lighten up.
I agree. And yeah, it's funny because I feel like, I don't know if you agree with this. I always hear this, that you are basically like the 3 to 5 people that you surround yourself with. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes. And my friends are the most important people to me. And I have incredible friends that are such nice people. And we spend a lot of time together. And there's just there's nothing. There's nothing bad. No one has anything bad to say about each other. Everybody loves each other. Everybody gets along. We're just like solid, so many fabulous groups of women that I'm friends with that are just so positive. And I absolutely don't think I would be anywhere without them.
It's funny because I feel like I've met just some incredible people here in New York and just the energy.
I love New York.
I love New York. It's so funny. I was like on the street and I was just making a little outfit video a couple days ago, and this woman passes me by. She's like, sorry, coming through. And then she like gave me a compliment. And I'm like, those people that think New Yorkers are assholes, like, yeah, sometimes like if you're walking too slow, I'm gonna be pissed.
Just don't be in their way. It's annoying when someone's in your way. They're justified. It's
exactly.
Like, just walk quickly.
Yeah.
And they'll like yell at you and keep going. Like if you stop and you're texting, they'll be like, move out of the way. And then you move and then it's over. It's not that deep.
Right. But there's some really incredible people here. And I've made friends with strangers on the street.
I have made more friends with strangers. I have made, on the subway, some girl like missed her stop because we started chit-chatting because she said she liked my hair color. And she was talking about being blonde. And we just started chit-chatting. And I was like, you're so cute. And we just like talking. She literally like missed her stop. And she's like, I don't want to stop talking. And I was like, you're so cute. Let's be friends.
Wait, that's adorable.
New York is a fabulous place. People are outgoing. They're not afraid. They're very fearless, I feel like. So they'll go up to a stranger. They'll speak their mind. I feel like to live here, you have to be alert and on it. And so I feel like they bond over how treacherous it is. So like if one of us is sweating and dying, we're all sweating and dying. If one of us is freezing cold, we're all freezing cold. If one of our power is out, our power is probably out too. Like we're all kind of sharing this common stressful experience. So like everybody can relate to you and everybody knows what you're going through. And it's like everybody gets it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's also a community. I love New York. This is such a beautiful place.
It's so fun. I met one of my best friends here on Instagram. She like reached out to me because she saw that I like went to one of her favorite spots. And to this day, we're like so incredibly close. And last night we had like a little Lionsgate portal journaling session. I don't know if you're aware of Lionsgate.
Mm-mm.
I keep talking about it. It's 888. So it's basically like the planets are aligned in a way that like opens up this portal for manifestation. It's open until the 12th. So
I need to do this.
Yes.
Oh my God, I
I'll
need
send
to
you
do
some
this.
journal prompts.
Yes, please.
So we just had like a little woo-woo, like
Love it.
423 hertz frequency night. Like that's what we were playing. And
What
we were
does
just
that mean?
journaling. It's basically like this music that like is supposed to like
I need to tap into this.
yeah, we're gonna get you tapped in.
I love this.
We're gonna get you tapped in. But yeah, like just like hanging out with my friend in like such an intentional way. I think it's so great to establish these intentional friendships. And I think this is actually like weirdly a really great place to do that.
And anytime I meet someone who's actually from New York, I'm like, you're an icon and I love you. They can do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care how mean or aggressive they are. I'm like, icon.
Yeah. Like I respect
I respect
the fuck out of
you.
you.
I respect your grind. I respect your life. I respect that this is your town. Love it.
I love that so much. Well, I have one last question for you. So if you were to drink a martini in a bikini, where would you be and what would you be drinking?
Can it be any cocktail or does it have to
It
be
can
like
be
a specific
anything.
one?
It doesn't
Okay.
even have to be alcohol.
Okay. I would be, wow.
Yeah, feel free to get as creative as you want.
This is a lot of pressure.
That's okay.
Anywhere I could be in a bikini. Gosh. This is going to sound really bad, but like Florida. I love Florida.
Florida.
I'm from Florida. Like, I don't know. That's my idea of a good time.
I was
They
just
know how
in
to have
Florida.
fun. They know how to have
I
fun.
was in St. Petersburg.
That is literally where I'm from.
Are you serious?
Yes, that is so wild.
Wait, I had the best time of my life.
It was not like that when I was a kid. Let me tell you. I think there's a college there now, so they've really built it up. It was horrendous when I was a child. Nobody wanted to go there. I can't even believe that it's like a spot people visit now. I saw that you were there. Were you at the Don Cesar or whatever?
I never know how to pronounce it. I'm like, Caesar?
Some people
Cesar?
say Don Caesar in St. Pete, and then other people, they go, the Don Cesar. And I'm like, okay, well, which is it? And I've heard both in St. Pete, so I don't know. And I've been going
there
since
was
I was
like a lot of like British people there. It was very strange. Apparently there's some sort of
If
like
I could show
British
you what
influence.
St. Petersburg looked like 20 years ago, I can't actually even believe that. It floors me. I could go on a rant about that. It's, interesting.
Yeah, I was there for a bachelorette, but we went to this cool like little 70s club and it was like the best music ever.
When I was a child, there was like a Dunkin' Donuts and like an ice cream place that's still there. Yeah, it was not a nice town.
That's
It
wild.
was like scary.
Yeah.
It wasn't just,
I almost
loved
didn't make it
was
out
fun for
alive.
us.
They had a hurricane, so I had to get out of there.
I can't believe like gentrification is real. Well, gentrification is real. I just can't even believe what they've done. I'm like, this is not St. Petersburg.
I
I'm like,
never even been to that area
I
until
have
last
family
year.
that have lived there their entire lives. Like that is where I spent all of my summers as a kid. That's where I grew up. Like that is, to me, that is like my hometown. And so it's just bananas to me the way that they've built it up, and people are like, oh, I want to go to St. Pete. I'm like, we just like played in the backyard and went to the ice. There was nothing there to do. But anyways, I digress. Somewhere in Florida, and I would be drinking a mojito.
Yum.
I love a good mojito.
Yeah.
I do. Or champagne. Never said no to a glass of champagne.
Okay. Champagne, mojito, somewhere in Florida. Are we thinking Miami? Somewhere in Florida. We'll figure it out.
I want to go to like someone's lake house.
Ooh, I like that.
Someone, or like summer home.
Yeah.
Somewhere just like on the water, chiller
Like
vibes
30A
than Miami. Yeah.
vibes,
Chiller
yeah.
vibes in Miami.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite. Miami's a little
Yeah,
out till
that's a lot.
6:30 in the morning for
Yeah.
me. That's not really my energy, but just like sunshine,
Yeah.
my friends, chilling. We have a boat, I'm imagining. We have a cute little house we're staying in, and we're just having a mojito by the water.
I love that.
Sunset.
I love that. I'm picturing it now.
That's the vibes.
And now that's what I want to be doing.
We should go.
But, yeah, we should do that. We'll arrange. We'll plan. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Bailey. This was so fun. And I feel like we just touched on like so many fun topics about like female empowerment and just women. And
Don't send nasty texts about other women.
no, like friendships and like
Friendship.
Yeah.
The vibes are friendship.
The vibe is friendship.
It's giving friendship.
Yeah, it's giving friendship.
It's giving friendship. It's giving love. It's giving female
It's giving
empowerment.
love. You know who I think is a really great it girl for this? Paris Hilton.
Yep.
Yeah, she's like all.
Yep.
Wait, I have one last question for you. Who's your it girl?
I have so many. Wow. I have so
Have
many.
you ever been asked this?
Yes. but the thing is, the answer always changes because I have like a million. If I could sit in a room and talk to a woman, like a woman I want to talk to who I feel like gets so much hate and is such a pioneer and who I would sit in a room with and just be like, I love you. For me, this is controversial. I would say Kim Kardashian. I love her and I think everybody hates her and I don't know. I think she gets such unfair hate.
She works really hard.
She works really freaking hard. And there have been times where I am like, have had a 14-hour day and I'm exhausted and I'm like, oh my God, I just feel like this has been grueling. And I'm like, Kim would get up and put her makeup on and go out.
Oh,
like Kim would keep going. If someone had a paycheck for Kim, Kim would get there. And I'm like, I love that. She's a boss and I hate the way people treat her.
I agree. It's funny. I was on my Europe trip recently and we were like, okay, we have to like go here, this, wake up at this time. We're like, we have to channel Kim energy.
I channel Kim all the time. Like there are times where I genuinely have not slept and I have to keep going because I'm like, there's a major opportunity and I get 30 seconds with this person and I cannot miss this interview because it will not come back around and I want it so bad and I'm so tired and I feel like I cannot go and I'm like, Kimberly, get her ass over there. What
Kimberly
would Kim do?
Kardashian.
I channel Kimberly
Get your ass
Kardashian
there
on a
right
daily
now.
basis. I'm like, she keeps going. She
does.
inspires. If it was a man, nobody would say the things that they say about her.
No. You're so right.
So I would love to, if I could just, that's not really the question, but if I could literally just like be in a room with a woman, that is a woman I just want to sit and be like, tell me everything.
So a lot of people manifest on this podcast.
I manifested
Audrey
Kim
Challenger
Kardashian.
was on a few months ago and she and I talked about her meeting Blake Lively and then she
And she did?
Yeah, she met Blake Lively at the It Ends With Us premiere a few days ago. And I was like, you talked about this on the podcast.
Okay.
So it's going to happen.
Kimberly, I love you so much. And you don't even have to necessarily do it, girl. I just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Like I just want to like chat about your career, but actually please do it, girl. Because that would be I would really love it.
That would be so cool.
And I just want to ask you your outfit and who's your ultimate it girl, Kim. And I think you would say Kris Jenner.
It's
so
gonna happen.
Kimberly, if you're listening, please.
Lionsgate Portal.
I just want to like give you a hug.
Captain.
And thank you for making curvy bodies fashionable. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, if you want to share how people can be friends, how they can connect, how they can watch your It Girl series.
I literally almost said my phone number. I don't know why that just came to, I swear in my mind, my phone number was about to come out of my mouth.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what is wrong with me. Okay.
You just really want to be friends. You want to connect.
I was about to literally say my phone
Healthy
number.
group text only.
I just released my phone number one day for the plot.
Yeah, for the plot.
Nope. It's Bailey T. Taylor on Instagram, It Girl the series, and Bespoke TV on TikTok.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Bailey.
Thank you, Queen.
And cheers.
Cheers.
If you guys liked this episode, please feel free to like, rate, and subscribe to Martinis and Bikinis on Spotify or Apple. You can also watch the full episode on YouTube now. Like, rate, and subscribe. I'll love you forever. And I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.